have it that the quintessential monster Frankenstein, sprang from the imagination of a woman, Mary Wollstonecraft, who likely got the idea after falling in love with Percy Shelley, who was a bit of a monster himself, having knocked up a 16-year-old girl, married her, and then ran around on her so blatantly the poor girl committed suicide. But Mary said, yes, what a catch. This is the poet monster man for me. Except they had to flee England because A, you couldn't just remarry in that society, and B, Shelley had just published a pamphlet on the necessity of atheism, which, was kind of a big problem. Not to mention, he'd been shagging 2 other upper-class women, both their husbands wanting him, Shelley, dead or horsewhipped or whatever. So yes, England was a bit unhealthy for them. The couple spending the next winter in the freezing Alps with another crazy, horny poet, Lord Byron. And that's where she wrote Frankenstein, the modern Prometheus, a tale that has given humankind bad dreams ever since. Mary losing 2 children in infancy, becoming terribly depressed, a change of scene needed. They moved to the coast of northern Italy in 1822, where she found out she was pregnant again. Mary now understandably distraught at having to have Shelley's baby. Shelley the monster, the Frankenstein. Shelley absolutely no help. All he was good for was pumping his seed into women and writing poems. His only happiness, which, hey, that's not really good. His only happiness in their lives at that time. That's not so bad. Pumping seed into women, writing poems. You can do fucking worse! I'm sorry, that was terrible. That's the mark of the SF. Everybody know what the SF is?
Yeah.
A sick fuck. Where was I? Shelley, absolutely no help. All he was good for was pumping his seed into women and writing poems. The only happiness in their lives at that time, Shelley's 2-masted sloop, the Don Juan, which was named after Lord Byron's womanizing hero. The Don Juan, such a perfect craft, until Shelley outfitted it with insane amounts of sails so it would go faster, except never mind, it also made the thing so top-heavy, incredibly unstable. But he never listened to anybody's advice, Shelley didn't. He was Mary's sensitive monster man poet. And on the afternoon of July 8, 1822, Shelley took the Don Juan out on the Sea of Spezia, near the village of Viareggio. But terrible storm rolling in fast. Shelley and 2 other poor souls out there with a reckless amount of canvas deployed. Sensible Italian fishermen approaching him. Signore, reef your sails, reef your sails. No, Shelley didn't listen because he never listened. The Italian fishermen were not English gentlemen. Never mind, half of England wanted him dead. And the first big straight line gust capsized the Don Juan. Boom, over it went. Shelley and his poor crew drowning. No sign of them for 10 days until Shelley's body, with its fish-eaten face washed up on shore, identifiable only by his clothes and a book of Keats's poems still buttoned up in his pocket. Mary, now quite pregnant, helped down to the Viareggio beach to oversee the proper burial of her chewed-up, waterlogged husband. But 2 days later, here came the Italian authorities, waving their paperwork. Not so fast. They had to have a look at the body. So okay, they dig him up, hold hankies over their mouths while they look at him, then bury him again. Mary, now close to a mental breakdown, just wanting peace, except, no, a week later, here came Lord Byron, straight from England, saying Shelley's express wishes had been cremation. So yeah, dig him up again. The corpse now in exceedingly bad shape. Mary dragged back down there to the funeral pyre that could be seen for miles, except Shelley's heart refused to burn. It was found smoldering on the Viareggio beach the next morning. An unseemly tug of war breaking out on the beach over who got to get the dead man's heart until, it should go to his wife, yeah? The woman who thought up Frankenstein. Mary wrapping Shelley's heart in silk and keeping it on her writing desk until her death in 1851. And just last summer, our daughter Lucy called me from Italy. And I said, "Where are you? Where are you today?" And she says, "We're at this beautiful little deserted beach near the village of Viareggio." And I said, "Wait, Lucy, could you please bring me a little baggie of sand from that beach?" And she said, "Why, Dad, why?" And when I told her the whole story, she said, "Dad, no, that's just being really ghoulish."